Just which phone should you buy from Transsion? Is it the just released Infinix GT20 Pro or the Tecno Pova 6 Pro? Well, this video is answering just that question. I will also be giving you their pros and cons, and by the end of the video you should be able to choose between them. Alright, with that being said, let's get started. Skipping the unboxing experience because they are pretty much identical, we move on to the design and build quality of these devices. The Infinix GT20 Pro is made out of plastic as expected, and it has an IP54 dust and splash resistant rating, which isn't quite water resistant, but it is better than nothing. At the back, it has a customizable strip of RGB lights, which is kind of reminiscent of the Nothing Phone 1. The Tecno Pova 6 Pro also sports similar design features as the Infinix GT20 Pro. It has an IP53 dust and splash resistant rating and an LED interface at the rear as well. In terms of build quality, I would say they are pretty much identical. However, I would say the Infinix GT20 Pro has a slight edge because of its higher IP54 splash and dust resistant rating, but in actuality it really isn't much of a difference. Now moving on to the port selection. On the Infinix GT20 Pro there is no headphone jack, which might be a bummer for some considering this is a gaming phone, but thankfully the USB Type-C port doubles as a headphone jack, so you can just get USB-C headphones and you are good to go. Whereas on the Tecno Pova 6 Pro you get a dedicated 3.5mm headphone jack, which is good news, and I think this is why it even has a lesser IP rating. It might just be because of the hole from the headphone jack. But hey, you win some, you lose some. Alright, let's get to the interesting bits of these devices, which is the display. The Infinix GT20 Pro sports a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080 by 2436 pixels and supports for a 144Hz refresh rate with a peak brightness of 1300 nits, which is really solid display specs. While the Tecno Pova 6 Pro sports a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080 by 2436 pixels as well, but with a support for a 120Hz refresh rate. In terms of viewing content alone, they are pretty much the same. You really can't tear them apart. But when it comes to scrolling, the Infinix GT20 Pro just feels a tad bit smoother. People who have used a 120Hz refresh rate display will be able to notice the 144Hz upgrade in terms of refresh rate, which is really good for a gaming phone. We also have stereo speakers on both devices. The Infinix GT20 Pro speakers are tuned by JBL. So in terms of display, I will be giving it to the Infinix GT20 Pro. I mean, 144Hz refresh rate is very good for a gaming phone, where you know, in gaming phones and in playing games, every millisecond or every refresh rate matters. So yeah, kudos to Infinix on that. In terms of performance, the Infinix GT20 Pro is clearly ahead. It sports a MediaTek Dimensity 8200 chipset with 8 or 12 gigs of RAM and 256 or 512 GB of storage, while the Tecno Pova 6 Pro sports a MediaTek Dimensity 6080 chipset with 8 or 12 GB of RAM and 256 or 512 GB of storage as well. In terms of performance, the Infinix GT20 Pro is definitely ahead, and you would notice it in gaming. Plus, it is coupled with a 144Hz refresh rate, which plays a crucial role while gaming. But that doesn't mean the Tecno Pova 6 Pro is bad. It is not just as good as the Infinix GT20 Pro. That's just it. That said, both devices are capable of running your favorite titles with no issues whatsoever. They also support features like bypass charging, which enables you to use the power directly from the charger without having to charge the battery, so as to prolong battery health. And speaking of battery, the Infinix GT20 Pro has a 5000 mAh battery with support for 45 watts fast charging, while the Tecno Pova 6 Pro sports a 6000 mAh battery and support for 70 watts fast charging, which is more appealing as a gaming phone. I mean, more battery equals more time of gaming. And I mean, regardless, both devices are capable of lasting you through the entire day, and it is also definitely possible to drain the battery to zero on very heavy usage. When it comes to cameras, the Infinix GT20 Pro consists of a 108MP main, 2MP macro and 2MP depth camera, while the Tecno Pova 6 Pro consists of a 108MP main with a 2MP depth and a 0.8MP camera. Both smartphones are able to take 1440p videos from both the rear and the front facing 32MP selfie cameras, but the Infinix GT20 Pro can take it a step further by taking 4K videos at the rear camera, which is definitely a plus. Software is Android 14 on both devices with their respective skins, XOS 14 for the Infinix GT20 Pro and HIOS 14 for the Tecno Pova 6 Pro. They offer similar features and they even look identical with just, different names, and I mean it is understandable because they are under the same parent company. So whatever you get on the Infinix GT20 Pro, you will be getting on the Tecno Pova 6 Pro. That's simply just it. And securing both devices is an under-display optical fingerprint scanner, which is fast and reliable. There is also the less secure face unlock as well if you for some reason want that option. Alright, at the end of the day, the Infinix GT20 Pro is a better device. It has better performance, slightly better display and build quality. It only loses in the battery department. And yeah, what are your own thoughts? Which one will you be getting? Is it the Infinix GT20 Pro or the Tecno Pova 6 Pro? Let me know in the comment section. Oh, I also forgot to mention, both devices are 5G devices. So yeah, if you care about that, then yeah, 5G is available on both devices. But yeah, once again, thanks for watching, and yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.